Doctors change lives every day, but what happens when life changes yours? A single injury, a sudden illness, your career, your income, your future can shift in an instant. The best physicians don't just plan for success, they protect it. At Set for Life Insurance, they believe financial security isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. True own occupation disability insurance ensures that no matter what happens, your future stays in your hands. Because protecting your income means protecting everything you've built. Visit drpodcastnetwork.co/set4life today. Secure your future before life makes the choice for you.
Finally, a source of raw, real, and honest information on healthcare issues that matter most. Welcome to BS Free MD. From the latest medical information to how to stay sane as a doctor or a patient, no subject is taboo and no BS is allowed. Now, let's welcome your hosts, Doctors May and Tim Hindmarsh.
Welcome to DOCTALES with Cocktails. It's Wednesday night, and that means that we're going to talk about some hopefully funny stories, have a drink, and share some time. There, I fixed that. It's called Instagram.
I don't know if you all could hear that, but we were getting some crazy feedback from the IG. Never a popular, what's the word? Social media forum for various reasons, and that's one. So bye-bye. All right. If you are all listening on the replay, well, that's too bad. But you don't get to see Tim looking fine in his non-t-shirt attire. His Harley Davidson palm tree shirt. And other than that, same look as always. All right. We've got some great stories for you tonight. And why don't you give us a one-sentence description of what's coming up?
It's June. You know what that is.
And?
We're going to go through a study that I think is largely incorrect. I was going to say horseshit, but I'm censoring myself.
Give us much information. Okay, and what else?
About something near and dear to me. And then we're going to go into what you should not do at a court appearance.
All right.
And how medically the government lies to you.
Oh, that sounds boring.
No, it's delicious.
Well,
literally delicious.
I got an emergency text during our interview today. We were doing an interview and got a little medical emergency text, so I'm going to fill you in on that. And then the cocktail of the night, which we will be sharing a local favorite.
Unless we drink it all before we're done.
Good Lord.
Which could happen.
You just went and purchased that before the show, so I hope you don't.
No, I won't. Because that would require dialysis, which I'm not a fan of personally.
All right, Tim, take it away. What do you got?
All right, let's do this one here. So in the biggest self-own of self-owns,
Royal Dutch Airlines.
In other words, KLM, it doesn't matter who you click with. Happy Pride Month. Well, that's quite interesting because last week we did a story about how if you don't have your seatbelt buckled in an airplane, you could die because of turbulence, which actually happened to, unfortunately, a 61-year-old man flying from, I believe, Switzerland to Singapore or something like that. Okay, so if you have the two male ends or female ends of the seatbelts, this is a picture of seatbelts.
Please describe it.
With rainbow colors on them. You have two female seatbelts, two male seatbelts, and a male and female.
Okay, wait, are they really called female and male
seatbelts? Yes, they are. Yes, absolutely. The male and female end.
So the top one is the male because it has the big mouth?
No, it's the female because it doesn't have the sticky pointy thing. So it doesn't matter who you click with. Happy Pride Month. Well, actually.
Okay, so the top is two
female seatbelts
of one type.
Then the next two are two male seatbelt ends, and then there's the female seatbelt end. And it says it doesn't matter who you click with. Happy. Well, okay. If irony were energy, this would be an atomic bomb. Because yes, it does matter who you click with, because you can only click with the male and female seatbelt. Actually, that's a seatbelt. That will save your life.
You could tie the other ones in a knot.
The other two seatbelts will kill you because they do not connect.
Well, you could tie them in a knot.
Yes.
They're really skinny.
Or you could cut them with scissors. That's right. I said scissors. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Here's what I'm thinking.
This is
where that's why we.
No, it's a cell phone. Like,
my
it's
idea.
bullshit.
This is why you have to go down the, instead of pride route, you have to go down the new third, fourth, or fifth pronoun for the seatbelt. So you insert, you know how people get extenders? So now you just get the extender for the first two that has two ends.
It has two male ends.
Or two female ends.
That connect to two female ends.
Yes. And then it'll all connect.
Because you're fat. And then they connect. Yes, that might work.
Right? Coming up with
Yeah, but the two female ends still don't connect. The two male ends don't connect. Yes, in a gigantic cell phone, not a cell phone, a self-own. Thank you, Caitlin.
very pretty rainbow colors.
Yes. All right, what's the next slide? Idaho Bar has Heterosexual Awesomeness Month in June. Creates a stir.
Oh.
Yes, they created a stir because they're just like, you see the interview of the guy, and it's amazing. He's like, we love our LGBTQAIWQRXYZ patrons. We don't care.
Whatever letter of the alphabet
Because
you like.
just come and buy drinks from us. We don't care who you sleep with. But he's like, we wanted to do this because this is what we believe in. And like people were legitimately pissed off. And you sit there and you go,
About what?
well, because
They're all welcome.
It's Gay Pride Month. Well, and it can't be heterosexual Pride Month. See, this is the problem. I was going to call this segment, Are We There Yet? So when is it enough? Okay. Do you know what year Gay Pride Month started?
What month?
Yes.
June.
No, I mean, I'm sorry. What year it started?
Oh, a long time ago. Well, didn't it start with that whole thing in New York? Or am I wrong?
It started in 1970.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that thing.
Okay, so that's 54
was that the
years.
Roxy, where it all went down in the 60s.
I don't know.
I figured it was like the late 60s.
Okay, so that's 54 years ago. All right, and legitimately, I get it. Okay, there was tremendous prejudice against gay people. There was a lot of going to gay bars and beating people. I get it. Okay. Alan Turing, right? Essentially the father of modern day computing, a polymathic genius, was charged with homosexual behavior in 1952 in England. And eventually they think killed himself with cyanide poisoning. Okay. So I get it. Okay. I get it. That community has been prejudiced against, bashed, whatever you want to say. Okay. But guess what? It's 54 years later. And now every single gigantic corporation has a freaking gay pride flag. So you know what that means? It's no longer a movement. It's no longer trendy and cool. It's a commodity. Gay people, you have become a product. When there's a Ford Raptor ad that has a giant rainbow flag on it because gay people want to drive a 700 horsepower pickup truck, guess what, kids? You jumped the shark. We're done. Because if it's supposed to be normal to be gay, then just be normal. We're fine with that.
Yeah, I don't think we have a women get to vote month.
Judging how women have voted in the last couple of elections, I probably would not support that.
We'll have to have Women's Pride Month again pretty soon because
we don't know what women are. No, but that's exactly the point.
No,
like, it gets
I
so
get
ridiculous.
your point. It's like a whole month. I don't understand.
Why do you get a month?
And you're right. If it's
because every other month is heterosexual month. Yes, because we have heterosexual parades where we wear almost no clothes and do heterosexual shit in front of. No, we don't. Guess what? You don't get a parade for a sexual preference. Okay? I'm done with it. You don't get a parade for a sexual preference. You don't. Otherwise, there'd be doggy style month, something I can 100% get behind.
I can't believe you just said that.
Yeah, neither can I. Well, there goes all the Christian viewers.
Oh, there's one heart for you. I want to know.
I hope there's more than one heart. No, look, you shouldn't bash people. You shouldn't hate people. You shouldn't phobic people. You should, whatever. I get that. But you know what? Once the corporations are on your side,
yeah,
you're done, dude, because you are now a product. So, okay, enough of that story.
You're just bitter about Doctor's Day and getting what? A donation made in your name and a box of pizza.
Yeah. It's Doctor's Day. Here's a piece of pizza and a donation made in your name to our foundation that's donating it.
Exactly.
It literally. I mean, that's literally what it was. It was like if we had a foundation.
I wanted to be
if we had the BS Free MD Foundation, right? If we had the BS Free MD Foundation, and it's like we've just made a donation in kind to the BS Free MD Foundation in your name.
Well, that's what all of them do.
Guess
now,
what?
Right?
Because we're doing the donation anyways. We'll just put your name on it to make you feel good.
All the nonprofit foundations do nowadays.
As we launder money.
As we've been hearing from everybody.
That's like completely insane.
Well, if anybody wants to make a donation to this nonprofit organization called BS Free MD.
Because guess what? We're not making a profit. Okay.
Send it on
Oh,
away.
Boy. I made myself laugh. I'm sorry.
Pretty good.
Doggy style. Okay.
You know
I'm
what?
done.
So I have to jump in.
You do?
And say, where did you see? I got so lost with your crazy train of thought that I got distracted about when you said about cyanide.
Alan Turing died of cyanide.
There you go. Back it up. So I got this emergency text today while we were doing an interview.
Oh, yes.
The interview was fascinating. I can hardly wait for that one to come out. But anyway, saying...
I wonder if he's listening to this. He's like...
swallowed.
What in the name of common sense did I do to my reputation? Because he is a very highly regarded former pastor and New York Times bestselling author. He's like, I spent an hour and a half with these dipshits.
That's why you should not tell any of the guests that we have this... True.
You can watch us tonight and then regret your it's like DOCTALES, right? It's like drinking. You drink a little bit too much, you wake up the next morning, you have self-loathing and regret because I should have been more responsible. That's kind of what we are in human form.
Well, after today's episode, you can climb out of the black hole abyss and ask for forgiveness.
Apparently.
By being nice to and kind to others, and your sins will be forgiven. So we've heard in the afterlife. All right. Emergency text says, I've swallowed a cherry pit. Am I going to die?
Yes.
Of cyanide
you are going to
poisoning. Yeah. So did you all know that cherry pits do contain small amounts of, it's called amygdalin. I wonder if it's related or looks like the amygdala in the brain. Funny that it's both named that, but it's a compound that converts into hydrogen cyanide, which is poisonous, yes. So cherry pits do have small amounts in it, but you have to crush the pit by chewing it or breaking it to release it. And so I hear that all the time from people saying, don't eat cherries, don't swallow cherries, it could kill you. So you actually have to consume, the lethal dose is 20 to 30 cherry pits.
But you would have to crush them up.
You have to chew, crush them, grind them on your mortar and pestle before you put it in your, look at this, cocktail
with a cherry.
With a cherry stem. It's hard to see.
So for humans, I see where
that is a deep-pitted cherry, but
I don't know that it is. I think that this could be an issue in veterinary medicine because dogs chew the living crap out of everything they eat.
Don't give them cherries.
So if they had cherries and they like, that could be a problem because that's what they do. They go, they make that exact sound. We've had dogs, we know.
Apparently, if you bake them, and you're baking a pie, and there's pits in there, the heat actually
makes it worse.
Inactivates. No, it partially inactivates the enzymes, and it's less lethal.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. So, anyway,
next,
watch out for your drink there.
Story. Tattoos may increase risk of developing lymphoma. Alarming study finds.
Where did this study come from?
It was
the company that makes the lasers that take tattoos off?
No, well, that part I don't know. Shocking study reveals tattoos may increase risk of lymphoma by 20%. But of course, kids, the biggest
I like the words in there, may increase.
Yes. The biggest, gigantic,
risk of
most bullshittiest thing ever in healthcare in the history of the world is relative risk. Okay. What was the absolute risk reduction? The absolute risk difference, it wasn't a reduction because this was not a randomized controlled trial. This was a observational trial, was 3%. It was a 3% difference. Okay. Am I going to not have tattoos? Well, too late for that because I'm multiply tattooed. But this is a shocking. Okay. So anything with a relative risk of 20% is virtually zero. It's not a real study because it's not a randomized controlled study. It may be true. People with tattoos may have increased risk of lymphoma. That may be true. That's a risk personally I'm willing to accept because it's tiny. And it's not shocking. And the other thing about this study that's crazy is they did not find...
Mike Tyson got it?
Well, yeah, on your faith. Not on your face, on your faith. I got a tattoo on my face. So the thing that's so crazy about this, which is if you see a study and it doesn't correlate with common sense, then you need to ask questions. And it didn't matter how many tattoos you had. So you could have one tattoo or you could be absolutely 100% billboarded from head to toe. That didn't matter.
Well,
what mattered
needed that one
is that you just had any tattoos. So this is the old causation correlation thing. And it really tells us, in my opinion, basically nothing. But I'm biased because I like tattoos. And my solution to this problem is to get more tattoos. So whatever.
Did you read the study?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I looked through it. I did.
Put that down for CME.
I should put it down.
You should.
Well, if we could put CME down for the amount of medical reading I do for this show,
yes,
I'd have 19. Well, yeah, you can, but you can only do 200 hours or 100 hours every 3 years in personal reading. In which case,
truth,
I would be accredited a genius, not just actually a genius. Wow, that one went over like a lead balloon.
America spends more on healthcare than any other country, yet we rank 48th in life expectancy. We spend trillions, but 200,000 insured people still declare medical bankruptcy every year. Clearly, the system is broken. But what if there was a way to take back control, to break free from inflated costs and red tape? That's exactly why Crowd Health was created, a smarter, more transparent way to pay for healthcare. No middleman, no bureaucracy. Just a community of people helping each other when it matters most. Join the revolution. Go to joincrowdhealth.com and use promo code BSFree for a discount on your first 3 months, because your health should be in your hands, not theirs.
Well, what's next in the roll call
I
of
think
fun?
this is how the government lies to you. Ultra-processed foods do not cause obesity. Okay. Ultra-processed foods do not cause obesity, according to, science advisors at the
What causes obesity?
breathing, apparently. So that's the problem. Okay, so this one, I looked at this and I went, okay, I get it. I completely get it. This is not bullshit. Ultra-processed foods do not cause
like the guy that went on the McDonald's diet.
and he just died. Did you know that?
Didn't he get
Morgan Spurlock. No, he just died.
liver failure or something?
No, he didn't. He didn't. And they think that a lot of what he did was bullshit, that he was eating extra to make it look like he gained 24 pounds in a month when it wasn't the McDonald's. It was all of the back. Like there was a lot of potential bullshit in that whole supersize me thing. And then he got turbo cancer and died. And they came back and they said, it's not because of, the multiple genetic injections that you got. It's because 25 years ago, you ate McDonald's for a month.
Really?
Yes. Oh. Yes. Like literally you can't. They're like, maybe Morgan Spurlock got cancer because his diet was shitty for a month. I'm like, are you kidding?
Yep. Okay. But think of all the people that just from common sense, everybody can think of all the people they know that eat crap, but aren't overweight because they choose to limit their calories or modify their activity.
But when you see this,
it's good for your body and how you feel, but come on.
Right. But when you see this, you understand that it's absolutely potentially very true that ultra-processed foods do not cause obesity, and the worst kind of bullshit in the history of the world. Let me explain. If you're doing a study, you're going to control for factors to make the study equal. Okay, so if you were going to compare a pure carnivore diet to an ultra-processed, oh, geez, I went back to Canada. Give me a couple drinks and I'm right back to Saskatoon. Anyways, if you're going to compare these two diets, what's one of the confounders you would absolutely compare for? It would be calories.
Right.
Okay, so let's say you eat 2,000 calories of complete garbage and 2,000 calories of broccoli and steak. All right. And then you look at the study and you go, there was an insignificant difference in body mass. And when we restricted calories, they lost the equal amount of weight. And, you'd have to follow them for a gazillion years to see if there was a difference in, mental health and diabetes and whatever.
Heart disease.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah.
But here's the problem. And this is why it's the biggest crock of bullshit in the history of the world.
What happens after?
If you eat nothing but steak and broccoli, you will be full on a fraction of the calories that you will be if you eat ultra-processed foods. Mm-hmm. The issue with ultra-processed food is not that it is calorically dense, which it is. It's that it's entirely unsatisfying. That's the key. The reason people lose weight, the primary reason people lose weight on ketogenic diets and carnivore diets and paleo diets and Mediterranean diets is they don't get hungry. That's it. The reason Ozempic works is because you don't get hungry. And then you eat less and you consume less calories and you're less fat. That's the key. Now, do I think that there's some magic in eating tons of meat and tons of protein and these things? Yes, I do. But the real magic in weight loss is you're full and you're satisfied and you eat less food. That's the key. Think of ultra-processed calories, not ultra-processed food. Ultra-processed calories is food porn. It's amazingly stimulating for 4 minutes and then it leaves you empty.
It's like Chinese food.
I just eat way more of it, and then it's food porn. It's food porn. It sucks you in, it grabs you, it titillates all your senses and leaves you empty.
Yeah,
that's the key.
That's the major thing, but I have done a lot of reading, and I would add and argue that there is more, that a lot of that ultra-processed food has ultra-processed unhealthy oils that are inflammatory, as well as what it does to your insulin levels. We know that a lot of those, there's back and forth on the artificial sweeteners about what they do. So, you know what?
I couldn't agree more, but that's not what this study alleged to say. It was makes you fat. It wasn't that it makes you get heart disease, cancer, depression, grow a second dick, whatever. It didn't say that. It was
keep going. We're just moving on past that. Keep talking. Just keep talking.
This is the first time in our 32-year marriage that she has ever told me to keep talking.
Just keep going.
Please write that down. Put that yes. So that's the point. It from a weight perspective, right? Because there was that guy. We reached out to him. I'd love him on the show. We have not got a response. Who was the dietitian? And he's like, the only thing that matters is calories. And he was eating 22 or 2,600 calories a day, and he ate 1,800 calories a day of Twinkies, and he lost weight.
Maybe he likes to buckle up with the top rainbow seatbelt, and that's why he hasn't replied.
Well, that was before yes. All right. Next story. Oh, I love this one so much. Man with suspended license appears in court on a Zoom meeting while driving. You cannot make this up.
I couldn't believe it when you showed me the video.
So we are going to show the video. We'll describe a bit of the video while it's going, but I slightly condensed his entire court appearance.
Okay, don't describe it while it's going, because then you'll be talking over it.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let me do this, and then let's do this.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate for Mr. Harris, who should be present via Zoom.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So I'll just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
You stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks that the court would allow.
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And he was just driving. And he didn't have a license.
Is with the charges, Your Honor, yes.
No, I'm looking at his
Yes.
record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
And he gets the Idiot of the Month award.
I don't even know what this. It's just like, and he's all happy. I'm pulling in. I'm happy. It's like, dude, you got a ticket for driving what was suspended license, and you're still driving.
Talking to the judge.
No, it was like you sit there and you go, this is like Elon Musk is right. This is a simulation. This can't possibly be real. It can't be a real world.
It was so funny to watch his facial expressions because it was
I can't believe it.
It was like he forgot what the charge was. It was like, oh,
I'm going to jail. I can't believe it.
No, it's like, oh yeah, I'm driving and I'm suspended. Oops.
It's like,
poor guy.
Like you kind of feel some level of compassion for him.
I did.
because, it's a human being. I get it. But at the same time, dude, like, really?
Well, I want to know if you've had any faux pas like that. Apparently, according to a comment.
Oh, a comment says he had a valid license and it was a clerical error.
His license was reinstated and a clerical error that the judge was responding to. Interesting. Well, you'll have to check the full story and do your due diligence in being a reporter, Tim. I'm disappointed. What was that in the Onion?
I don't know.
You don't know where you found that?
Oh no, that was all over everywhere. Like, I mean, that story completely blew up because it was so crazy.
Well, I've been busy watching.
Just like our parking ticket we got in downtown Sarasota when we paid.
All right, that happened this week. So we've been, in case you actually read newsletters and the Truth Serum, there haven't been any for the last 2 weeks because we've been busy with, family. I've been waiting for date night because it was our anniversary. Still waiting. So no newsletter till. Anyway,
I've been waiting.
The family was here and we went
for
out.
a girl like you to come into my life.
Your singing career is just.
I've been waiting.
But I know someone.
Sounds like exactly like Lou Graham.
I know someone that writes.
Whoa,
I know someone that writes.
Okay, I do. All right. I do too. Yep. Lots of songwriters. Know lots of them.
You do.
I do.
I was thinking
tons.
Your buddy.
Yes, I do.
Could play you a tune.
Yeah, potentially.
I'll just ask Nate to come on the show. He's got the sexy intro voice for our show.
He does. And, and then we could get Spencer, who wrote our intro music, to write us some amazing.
That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, now I can't even remember what I was talking about. That's what happened. Oh, family was here. We got a parking ticket
in downtown
because we paid. I had the app. They typed in the wrong license plate number and they couldn't find it, of course, because BS free was not what they typed in. It was BSP, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, I think they had a brain fart that the state of Florida would actually give us BS free as a license plate. But that's
BSP. I mean, that's
nothing.
All right. Any other exciting news before we get to the cocktail of the night?
No, cocktail of the night, and then what's on tomorrow's show, because it's gonna completely blow your mind.
All right, cheers. I'm having a classic Moscow Mule in my lovely mule cup with the Suncoast Gold vodka from
the Loaded Cannon Distillery, which is literally 1.9 miles from our house. We moved here. We didn't know that they were there. They are amazing people. We have literally made friends with them. We'll be going to the trivia night tomorrow night. And it's like, we picked this place. How we picked where we lived was based on where the condo garage was. How
you picked where we lived was based on
which is completely ridiculous.
Garage condo.
How freaking shallow can you be?
I want it to be, closer to the shallow.
I wanted to be closer to the cars. And then we end up here.
You won.
And we have amazing neighbors.
We do.
And we have a distillery about 10 pedals of the bicycle away from our house. And people say there's no God.
And therefore...
What am I drinking? I am drinking a very old traditional out of the shaker. What's in the shaker? This is a, believe it or not, Jim Beam Manhattan. I love Manhattans, and I actually sometimes enjoy cheaper whiskey in them. And it's good. You need a Coors Light every once in a while. The cherry's amazing.
If you find
these cherries are expensive, you have to like fill out a financing form to buy those things. It's ridiculous.
Good cherries are. That's the way it is with good fruit. All right, tomorrow on the podcast
is
Dr.
Keith
Ablow,
and he will blow your mind.
Now, if you don't know who he is, it's okay. We'll forgive you. Just go type his name in, and then you'll see all the things you've been missing that he's done. Podcasts, just as notable as ours. That
I think he had his own. I think he had his own show on Fox News, and he's
on a cable network show. I don't know if it was on Fox. He's on Fox News a lot, but he also had a show.
16 books.
Mm-hmm. More than 16.
And coincidentally, he's kind of the psychiatrist to the stars, and he was Hunter Biden's psychiatrist, which he can divulge because the government divulged that. And then the DEA, shortly after he discharged Hunter, raided his office and gave him zero reason why he was raided.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit, but what
we talked a lot about.
Got into was the whole psychiatry movement, where psychiatry has gone, counseling, mental health, and really deep stuff about how to.
No, it's gone from counseling and mental health to medications and get the hell out the door.
Right. But we had, I wish we could have talked to him forever, talking about how to sort of not reinvent, but rediscover your soul, your passions, and how to look for help in the right places. But, he did a little psychoanalysis on a superficial level. We talk about his podcast, Pain to Power, and just a lot of good information in there. I wish I was a star so that I could have enough money to hire him to help me out. Because very, very insightful and great stuff. He's the kind of guy that, you would lay on the couch. Like, it reminds me of the movie with the TV show with Kelsey Grammer. Frasier.
Aren't I the kind of guy that makes you
lay on his couch?
Lay
on the couch and have him,
Aren't I the kind of guy that makes you want to lay on the couch?
If we had a couch.
I thought I was the kind of guy that makes you want to lay on the couch.
The chaise lounge that's
I know.
Made for your leg length doesn't quite do it for me.
I'll even smoke a pipe. I'll even smoke it naked.
Remember, my back is turned to you while you do this analysis. So you can do whatever you want. I don't think it's
wow.
Give me this
we have just driven psychiatry off of a cliff.
Dr. Abloh, for him, just hit the tank. All right.
Like Thelma and Louise, we have managed to destroy something that was amazing. Yes, you had an amazing 64 Impala convertible. It's now in the bottom of the Grand Canyon. Thank you.
All right.
Seriously. It's like, maybe we shouldn't do these live anymore. It's like,
I think it needs some heavy editing.
It's yes.
Video social editor who is actually pinging me right now. I think maybe that's a sign.
Yep. Okay. Well, we're done.
Is blowing up. All right, everybody.
We shall see you next week live at I think 8:00 is going to be the time because it works better. We have 4:00 on the West Coast is just way too early. And listen to the Keith Abloh interview. Like the next 3 interviews that we have are complete mind blowers. Like literally the one we did today with John Burke, who's a near-death experience researcher and pastor. There were times where I could hardly ask him questions because I was choking back tears so badly. And I mean, it is so uplifting. Like we're in all these times of all this political bullshit and election year and all this crap. And you listen to something so overwhelmingly positive. It is incredibly humbling. And then we also have Colonel Buzz Rempfler, who has basically flown everything the U.S. Air Force has, including the stealth fighter, and came out against the mandates for the anthrax vaccine, and then saw what happened in the last 3 years and wrote a book about it. And he's amazing. So those are the next 2 weeks. And then after that, I don't know. I'll get some gum and maybe we'll just do a podcast of me chewing gum. because everything else was so amazing.
I'm speechless. Time to pull the plug on Tim. Hope you enjoyed the show. And as always, look us up on your favorite social media platform and check out the show. Instagram, not the show on Instagram, Rumble, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. Till next time, see ya.
It's no secret that medicine is a bit, uptight. That's why Tim and I created BS Free MD, to mix things up a little and have fun in the process. Besides, we are having these exact same discussions all the time, so we thought we might as well invite everyone to the party. If you really like us, you can get plenty more and maybe see one of Tim's cool tattoos on our Instagram or Facebook pages at BS Free MD. See you next time.
But we try to keep BS Free MD as raw and real as possible. We can't be held responsible for any medical decisions or discussions had as a result of what you've heard on the show. We know, bummer. But the truth is, we really do care about your questions. So feel free to reach out to us by email at doc@bsfreemd.com.